Oil has shaped the modern world for over a century. From the first commercial wells in Pennsylvania in the 1850s to the rise of global giants in the Middle East, oil became the lifeblood of industrial economies. It powered our cars, it fueled wars, and it built entire nations from the ground up. By the middle of the 20th century, a simple truth emerged. Control of oil meant control of global power. The United States, once the world's dominant producer, gradually shifted to importing oil as its domestic fields declined. This growing dependence created geopolitical flashpoints that defined generations, from the crippling oil shocks of the 1970s to the recurring conflicts in the Persian Gulf. Control over this black gold became the ultimate prize in the great game of nations. Fast forward to the early 2000s, America was still importing millions of barrels of oil every single day. Venezuela, right in its backyard, was a key supplier, standing shoulder to shoulder with distant giants like Saudi Arabia and Mexico. It seemed like this was the permanent state of affairs. But then, everything changed. The shale revolution hit the United States like a lightning bolt. A new technology called fracking unlocked massive, previously untouchable reserves of crude oil. Suddenly, U.S. production skyrocketed, pushing it past Saudi Arabia and Russia, and transforming America back into an energy powerhouse. By 2025, ICE oil output was hitting record highs, shattering all previous expectations. America was pumping more oil than ever before. But here's the catch, the multi-billion-dollar secret that most people don't know. Most of that new oil is light crude. And that one detail matters far more than you think. You see, not all oil is created equal. Imagine pouring two liquids. One is light crude, it flows easily, almost like water. The other is heavy crude, it's thick, sticky, and far more difficult to process. The flood of oil coming from US shale fields. It's almost all light crude. Here's the problem. America's refineries, especially the massive, complex facilities along the Gulf Coast, were built decades ago. They were designed and engineered specifically to process heavy crude from places like Mexico, Canada, and you guessed it, Venezuela. To retool these industrial behemoths to handle light crude would cost billions upon billions of dollars and take years. It's a logistical and financial nightmare. So, even as America is drowning in its own oil, it still needs to import heavy crude to keep its refineries running efficiently. It's a paradox of plenty. Today, a staggering 70% of US oil imports are heavy crude. Just 20 years ago, that number was only 12%. The game has completely flipped. So the question millions of people might be asking is, why does this even matter to us right now? Because heavy crude comes from only a handful of places on Earth. Our main supplier is Canada, which provides over 60% of US heavy oil imports. But the other two major sources have been Russia and Venezuela. Venezuela used to be a major player in this market, but its production absolutely collapsed under the mismanagement of the Chavez and Maduro regimes. Despite this, one undeniable fact remains. Venezuela holds the single largest proven oil reserves in the entire world. And crucially, most of it is heavy crude, the exact type that US refineries are desperate for. Take a look at a map of global oil reserves. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, they're all giants. But Venezuela sits right at the top of the list. Its reserves are beyond enormous, yet they remain largely untapped, buried beneath the ground. For Washington, this isn't just an interesting fact. It's a massive strategic opportunity waiting to be unlocked. But for Moscow, it represents a devastating, almost unthinkable loss. To understand Russia's fury, let's go back to 2018. Maduro lost the presidential election, and most of the world refused to recognize his government. But while others pulled away, Moscow doubled down. The Russian state-owned oil company, Rosneft, poured an estimated $9 billion into Venezuela over 9 years, securing repayment in future oil shipments. Russia didn't stop there. It shipped advanced air defense systems, deployed military trainers, and even sent Wagner operatives to prop up the regime. Venezuela became Russia's critical stronghold in the Western Hemisphere. It was a propaganda trophy, a defiant symbol of Russian influence in America's backyard. and a vital source of crude oil that could bypass Western sanctions. But now, in 2026, that anchor is gone. For Vladimir Putin, losing Venezuela isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a disturbing pattern of decline. Last year, his ally Assad fell in Syria, which hosted Russia's last warm-water naval port in the Mediterranean. His partners in Iran are facing internal instability. Russia's influence in Latin America is slipping away. This is what imperial overreach looks like when the money starts to run out. Russia is now bogged down in a grinding war, watching its financial reserves shrink and its global alliances collapse. The myth of an unstoppable, resurging Kremlin is cracking before our very eyes. Meanwhile, inside Venezuela, the mood could not be more different. After years of brutal shortages, state censorship, and crushing poverty, people are celebrating in the streets. There's a powerful sense of hope for a democratic transition and a long-awaited economic recovery. For decades, Venezuelans saw their country crumble. Millions earned as little as $3 a month. A whole generation fled the country just to survive, while their fundamental freedoms vanished. Today, they dream of a future where they can speak their minds without fear, travel freely, and build a prosperous life in their own homeland. The story of Venezuela in 2026 is about so much more than just politics. It's a complex tale of energy economics and the shifting tectonic plates of global power. For the United States, a stable, democratic Venezuela offers a potential solution to its refinery puzzle. For Russia, it's a stinging geopolitical defeat that exposes its vulnerabilities. And for the Venezuelan people, it's a chance that is long, long overdue for freedom, dignity, and prosperity. In the end, oil isn't just fuel that powers our cars. It's leverage, and in 2026, that leverage is reshaping our world. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Is oil the real reason behind the world's sudden focus on Venezuela? Let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden forces of energy and geopolitics that shape our lives. See you in the next one.